All right, so today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different.
Okay.
We're diving into 50 cool journal prompts.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is from a blog, Glastallion.
Okay.
And we thought it'd be fun to take a look at these prompts and kind of go through them.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
The blog post actually breaks it down into 5 categories.
Oh, wow.
Start in the morning, building confidence, reflection, cultivating positivity, and setting goals.
It's a lot to cover.
Yeah, so why don't we just jump right in with starting the morning?
Okay.
So I really like how this section focuses on setting intentions, like right when you start your day.
I mean, that makes sense. The first few moments can really set the tone for the whole day.
Exactly. And I think, it's like priming the canvas before you start painting.
Yeah.
And one of the prompts that I really liked was, what's one intention I want to set for today that will help me feel fulfilled or accomplished by the end of the day?
It's simple but powerful.
Yeah, it's all about really like connecting with your core values and defining what success means to you.
Yeah, it's not just checking off a to-do list,
Right, exactly. And I think another prompt that stood out to me in this section was, how am I feeling as I start the day? And what small actions can I take to create a positive mindset?
Yeah, I like that one.
Sometimes we just wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah.
But this prompt encourages you to be proactive about shifting that.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little push.
Exactly. It's like a mini emotional toolkit, right?
Right.
Like even something as simple as listening to an uplifting song or spending a few minutes in nature can really affect the whole day.
It can. It's amazing how those small actions have a ripple effect.
Yeah, and it actually reminds me of a study that I read about how practicing gratitude
Oh, yeah.
for even just 5 minutes a day
Yeah.
can increase your overall happiness.
It's like compound interest, but for your well-being,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so let's move on to the next category, building confidence.
Yeah.
And this section is all about recognizing your strengths and practicing self-affirmation.
We need that, because we tend to be our own worst critics.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Journaling can help us reframe that and focus on what we do well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the prompts that I really liked in this section was, what's one small achievement I'm proud of, and how can I celebrate that progress today?
I like that one.
We often get so caught up in striving for the next big thing that we forget to acknowledge the smaller wins along the way.
Yeah, it's like we're running a marathon and only focused on the finish line.
Yes.
We miss all the scenery along the way.
Right. And those little celebrations, those little victories can actually really boost your motivation to keep going.
Keep you going, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So another prompt that I thought was really interesting in this category was, what's one kind thing I can say to myself today to boost my self-esteem and motivation? It's so easy to slip into negative self-talk, but this prompt forces you to be intentional about being kind to yourself.
Well, that's where self-compassion comes in.
Oh.
Right. You think about how you'd talk to a friend who is feeling down on themselves.
Yeah.
You wouldn't berate them or anything. You would encourage them.
You'd offer support, yeah.
And we need to do that for ourselves.
Be our own best cheerleaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it can actually help you achieve your goals more effectively.
Oh, really?
There's research on this.
Oh, wow.
People who are kinder to themselves are more resilient and more likely to persevere.
That makes a lot of sense because when you're constantly beating yourself up,
Yeah.
it's hard to find the motivation to keep going.
Yeah. It's like trying to climb a mountain, but your backpack's full of rocks.
So self-compassion is like lightening the load.
Yeah, making it a little bit easier.
I like that analogy.
It's about recognizing that you're human. You're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
It's offering yourself grace and understanding.
Exactly.
Okay, so why don't we shift gears and talk about the next category, reflection.
All right.
So these prompts encourage you to look back on your experiences, both good and bad, and kind of extract the lessons from them.
Yeah. I find that that's where those aha moments happen.
Yeah.
When you can really connect the dots and see the patterns and understand yourself.
Yes. One of the prompts that I thought was particularly powerful in this section was, what's something I've learned recently that changed my perspective and how can I apply it today? It's not just about passively reflecting. It's about actively integrating those lessons.
It's about taking knowledge and turning it into wisdom.
Yes, and moving from understanding to application.
Yes, exactly.
Another prompt that I really liked was, what's a past mistake that I can forgive myself for, and how can I move forward with a sense of peace?
Yeah.
This one can be tough,
It can be.
but it's so important for letting go of those old hurts and making space for growth.
Yeah, we tend to hold ourselves to impossibly high standards. We
Yeah.
expect perfection, and then when we fall short, we get stuck in this loop of blame and regret.
Yeah, it's like carrying around baggage.
Exactly. And this prompt encourages you to acknowledge the mistake, learn from it,
Yeah.
and then let it go.
And forgiveness is such a powerful act
It
for
is.
both the person you're forgiving and yourself.
Yeah, it's about releasing that negative energy,
Yeah.
creating space for healing and growth.
Okay, so are you ready for a dose of positivity?
I am. Bring it on.
All right, so the next category is cultivating positivity.
Okay.
And these prompts are all about finding joy in the everyday moments and practicing gratitude.
That's so important. You know, it's easy to forget that in our busy lives.
Yes, it's so true. And one prompt that really stood out to me was, what's something simple that brings me joy? And how can I bring more of it into my day?
I like that.
It's about being intentional, about incorporating those little things that make you happy.
Like a treasure hunt for happiness.
Exactly. And another prompt that I thought was really interesting was, what are 3 things I can look forward to today and how can I make the most of them?
Yeah.
It's about shifting your focus to the positive and creating a sense of anticipation.
Yeah. And our brains are wired to respond to that.
Wow.
When we anticipate something good, it releases dopamine, and that makes us feel good.
So it's like giving yourself little dopamine boosts throughout the day.
Exactly. And by focusing on things you're looking forward to, you're more likely to approach the day with optimism.
Okay, speaking of things to look forward to, I'm really excited to dive into the last category, setting goals.
All right, let's do it.
So goals are important for giving us direction and purpose, and they really help us connect those daily actions with our long-term aspirations.
Right, they keep us on track.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the prompts in this section that I really liked was, what's one short-term goal I want to accomplish this week, and how can I take steps toward it today? It's all about breaking down those larger goals into manageable chunks
Right, that's so important.
and creating a plan of action.
Yeah, if you have one big, overwhelming goal, it can feel impossible. But if you break it down
Yeah.
into smaller steps, it feels more attainable.
It's like that saying, how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah.
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time, exactly. And by focusing on those smaller bites, you avoid getting overwhelmed.
Yes. And another prompt that caught my eye in this category was, what's a big dream I have? And how can I break it down into smaller, actionable steps?
I like that one.
You know, it encourages you to dream big, but then also guides you on how to make it a reality.
Yeah, it's about turning aspirations into concrete plans.
Exactly. And taking that big, audacious goal and transforming it into smaller, manageable steps.
It's like building a staircase to your dreams.
And you like that one step at a time.
One step at a time, and with each step, you gain more confidence and momentum.
You know, going through all these prompts has really highlighted for me the power of journaling.
It is powerful.
It's like having this dedicated space to reflect, explore your thoughts and feelings, and create a roadmap for personal growth.
Yeah, it's like having a conversation with yourself, but on paper.
Yeah.
And you can process your experiences, gain clarity, and set intentions.
And what I really love about this particular list is that it covers such a wide range of topics.
It does.
You know, whether you're looking to boost your confidence or cultivate positivity or set some ambitious goals, there's a prompt in here for you.
It's a buffet of self-discovery.
It is. And the best part is you can pick and choose the prompts that resonate most with you.
You don't have to do them all.
There's no right or wrong way to approach it.
It's all about finding what works best for you and making it part of your routine.
Yeah, even if it's just for a few minutes a day, it can make a world of difference.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
but there's still so much more to explore.
Yeah, just scratch the surface.
Exactly. We've only scratched the surface of these 50 cool journal prompts.
I'm ready for more.
So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve into some even more thought-provoking questions and discuss how you can make journaling a consistent and rewarding part of your life.
Sounds great.
All right, until then, happy journaling.
As we're talking about all these prompts, I'm noticing how much they encourage mindfulness.
That's a great point. Like, they're little reminders to slow down and pay attention and check in with ourselves.
Exactly. And like with how busy everything is these days, mindfulness is really important.
Yeah, it's like creating a quiet space in your mind where you can get away from all the distractions.
I love that analogy, and journaling can help you get there.
You know, like hitting the pause button and taking control of your thoughts and emotions.
And when you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, you start to see patterns in your behavior.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then you can make better choices.
So journaling can help us break free from those negative thought loops
Yes,
and
exactly.
create new positive ones,
It's like rewiring your brain.
upgrading your mental software.
Exactly. And like any upgrade, it takes time and effort, but the results are worth it.
So say someone's listening
Yeah.
and they want to try journaling, but they don't know where to start.
Well, first, don't overthink it. You don't need anything special. Just grab some paper and a pen and start writing.
And just keep doing it.
Yeah, consistency is key, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day.
Make it a habit.
Make it a habit, and don't be afraid to try different things.
Oh, yeah, like different prompts.
Yeah, different prompts, different styles, different times of day. See what works for you.
And if you get stuck,
Yeah.
there's tons of resources out there.
Lots of resources. Yeah, like the prompts we're talking about from Glastallion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is there's no right or wrong way to do it.
It's your own personal space.
Yeah, it's like a therapist you have access to 24/7.
Exactly, and it's free.
So to recap, journaling is a really powerful tool for self-reflection and growth.
It is.
It helps you process emotions and set intentions and even rewire your brain
All for the better.
for greater happiness and well-being.
And it's something anyone can do.
Anyone.
Yeah, you just need a pen and paper and an open mind.
So before we wrap up this part, I want to go back to mindfulness. Do you have any tips for being more mindful in our everyday lives beyond just journaling?
Well, that's a great question, and it is tough with how busy everything is.
Yeah.
But even little moments of mindfulness can help.
Okay.
One simple practice is focusing on your breath.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Just notice your chest rising and falling and the air going in and out.
It's supposed to reduce stress.
It does. It's like hitting reset on your nervous system.
Wow.
Another good one is mindful walking.
Okay.
Instead of rushing around, just slow down.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how your feet feel on the ground and what you see and hear around you.
So it's like turning an ordinary activity into a mindful one.
Exactly. And you can do that with lots of things like eating or showering.
Even washing dishes.
Yeah, just be present in the moment and engage all your senses.
So you're retraining your brain to be in the now.
Right. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future.
And the more you practice, the easier it gets.
It's like building a muscle.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this part about journal prompts and mindfulness,
Okay.
I have a challenge for our listeners.
All right.
Pick one of the mindfulness practices we talked about and try it for just 5 minutes.
5 minutes, that's all.
Yes, see how it makes you feel.
I think you'll be surprised at how much of a difference it makes.
And if you like it, make it part of your routine.
It might just become the best part of your day.
And maybe it'll even inspire you to start journaling. I love that challenge. It's a good reminder that we all have that power.
Yeah, we really do. And it's not about being perfect or anything. Just those little efforts make a big difference.
Right. So let's go back to those 50 cool journal prompts.
Okay.
We talked about a lot of individual ones.
Yeah.
But what are your overall thoughts on the whole collection?
Well, I think what I liked most was just how many different prompts there were, you know?
Yeah, it covers so much.
Yeah, all kinds of topics and themes. It's like a whole toolkit for self-discovery.
And I like that they were all about taking action, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's not just thinking about your feelings. It's about using those thoughts to actually make changes.
Right. It's about bridging that gap, you know?
Between thought and behavior.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not just journaling to journal. It's journaling to actually grow and change.
Right. It's a tool.
It is. And I think that's what makes this collection so good. It's not just random questions.
It's curated.
It's curated. Yeah, like a guide for living more intentionally.
It's like having a personal coach right there in your pocket,
I like that.
guiding you through the process.
And anyone can do it.
Yeah. You don't need any special training.
Just a pen and paper and an open mind.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave everyone with a final question.
Okay.
Out of all the prompts we talked about, which one really stuck with you?
Ooh, that's a good one to think about. I encourage everyone to really reflect on that.
Yeah, and if you're feeling inspired, grab a notebook and just start writing.
You never know what you might discover.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us and happy journaling.